This is Alexandra Morris speaking. Hi. Nice to have you all on board of this webinar about the Master's Program in Social and Economic Data Science. I apologize already. The name of this program has changed very recently. It used to be called Master's Program in Social and Economic Data Analysis. Now it's called Master's Program in Social and Economic Data Science. If I still say the wrong name, I apologize. So let's start. Can everybody hear me? I saw that there's lots going on in the chat function already. That's great. So there are no complaints. Oh yeah, you can hear me. Great, excellent. During the presentation, you can use the chat function to get in touch with Angelica, who is a Master's student in her third semester almost. So Angelica, can you say hello? There she is.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. Good. Yeah, just feel free to ask her questions while I'm talking. Absolutely no problem. So I want to run quickly through a few slides about Constance, which is the city where we are right now. The University of Konstanz offers this program. And Constance is actually located in the heart of Europe. We are based at the Lake Constance, and it's bordering Switzerland and Austria, very close to those two other countries. You can see us here on the left-hand side of the picture. There is the lake, and you just cross the border. There you see Switzerland, where you can go skiing, for example, or on the east side of the lake, there is Austria, so it's really easy for country hopping. By the way, sorry, I just remembered I forgot to introduce somebody else. We also have a surprise guest for today. She is called Friederike Preu, and Friederike has finished with the Master's Program in Social and Economic Data Science and has found a job pretty much straight away. She volunteered to join us today, and you can ask her questions later during the question and answer session. Hi, Fri.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Good, great.
I will be back later.
We are all on board.
Yeah. Okay, see you later.
Let's continue. Constance is a very nice, historic, medieval town. As you can see, the water is very dominant in our town, and that's quite a challenge sometimes during the summer months for students who always have to think about, oh, am I going to go to the library and study, or am I going to the beach and enjoy the afternoon in the water? But more or less, you have to decide what you do. The good students decide to go and study. The University of Konstanz is a very young university. We are #1 in Germany under the top 50 under 50 ranking. The University of Konstanz is one of 12 universities of excellence in Germany, what we are very proud of, and 92% of our international students recommend us and, of course, want to come back often. Here you see the University of Konstanz. It is a campus university, and I always like to sit in this yellow part of the building in the middle. There's a really nice terrace, and it's our canteen. So imagine yourself sitting there overlooking the lake. It's just an absolutely fantastic view, and you're surrounded by a really nice forest. So, as I said, the lake plays a very dominant role in our area here, and there are, of course, lots of water sports that you can do on the lake. There's canoeing, kayaking, swimming, stand-up paddleboarding, all the water sports that you can think of. But there's also, of course, mountain sports, or team sports offered by the university, individual sports, of course. So after an exhausting day of studying, there's lots of recreational stuff to do to get your brain sort of switched off from the exhausting studying. As an international student, and I think just judging from the names or from the registration, there are quite a few international students with us today. There are quite a lot of services for you guys. There's an orientation program organized by the international office before the start of your first semester. There are German language programs before and during each semester. We have prep courses from the participating departments if you want to prepare yourself for your program. Then there's usually a Master's Hut organized where you get to know your fellow students. And from what I heard, the students who joined the Master's Hut usually get contacts with lots of other people, and they sometimes stay close to these people during the whole course, which is very nice. There's also housing for international students in a convenient and safe location. As you can see, there are some photos. There are single rooms and shared apartments available, or single apartments. We also established a buddy program with second semester master sets students, so they are also always happy to help the newcomers who have lots of questions about where to go and what to do in Constanz. There's a very active international office, and once you're a bit more advanced in your course, there is a career service. They help you regarding questions if you want to go introduce the, or if you want to get into the workforce. So now I would like to hand the micro over to Angelica, who gives us a little intro into her life as a Colombian student studying sets in Constanz.
Hello again, everyone. Like Sandra told you, the international office is really helpful, has been really helpful, especially at the beginning. I've been here since October of 2016, and they really help a lot at the beginning. I live in one of the houses that they have for international students, and it's really convenient. It's close to the university, and you can see a little picture of around the lake, about the city, which is a really beautiful city. It's really calm, it's really peaceful. You can walk around the lake, and you have also many activities to do, especially in the summer in the lake, but also during the winter. You can go to the therme. There is a therme here in Constance that you can go have a relaxed time. So the city. It's been really an experience for me. It's really beautiful, and the people here is really nice. It's really open to help, and yeah, like you can see there is you can go to movies, you can have go to shopping, and we are really close to some of the big cities. We are 1 hour. 1 hour from Zurich, and you can. There is an international airport there, and also we are kind of close. It's just 3 hours, but it's by bus from Munich, so you can also visit many cities and know a little bit of story also around here, and you can find many options by train, by bus, so you can move easily around the city. And about the university and especially the program. At this moment we are in the library. The library is really beautiful. I really like it. I really enjoy to study here. It's really relaxing. They have many spaces for groups, for studying alone, so you can find a place where you can feel comfortable to study with, and also you can. In here they have during the lecture period, they have lunch and also dinner for the students, and really good prices, and also they have a lot of options for vegetarians, for not vegetarians. So you can really have many options when you want to eat here at the university. Also the library, the catalog is really big. I have never had a problem like downloading articles, informations. Ebook is really updated with new references. So that's really nice for me for the research, for the seminar papers. So I really enjoy the library and the Wi-Fi connection you can have all around the university and also in the city. So we don't need to have a special contract for internet, because we have in the house for international students, we have in the university, in the city, so it's really free Wi-Fi, not only in the university but around the city. And also we have many options and many printers and copy shops are around the university, so it's not a big problem for us. Another few experience that is organized by the international office is the orientation camp. This is really helpful, especially for international students. They really organize and help you a lot with all the administrative things, with your residence permit, and also you can have if you want to come in advance, and you can have some German courses. Like the program is only in English, but we can also take some German courses. Now we are taking some German courses, so it's been really helpful to move around the city also. And the program it's really flexible. You can choose courses from many departments: computer science, economics, politics, psychology, sociology. So it's a really complete program and huge program, so you can really develop your interest on what do you want to develop, and you can find many interesting projects in visual analytics, in politics, in economics. So it's a really challenge program. You can learn a lot. I've learned a lot during this second year now, and it has been I really enjoy time. I really enjoy the time here, and because I learn with every semester, is difficult to pick because there's a really huge available catalog of courses. So sometimes it's really hard to pick because you want to pick many courses. So that's a really good advantage of the master program.
Thank you, Angelica, for sharing your impressions. Thank you, Angelica, for sharing your impressions with about the master's program in social and economic data science. That was great. I would like to continue to introduce the program itself to you. The program is all about knowledge and skills to collect, manage, and analyze data on human action and interaction for future experts in big data. So let's get a bit more into that. Why did we actually come up with this program? What was our motivation? There is an abundance of data available out there. Let's just think about social networks, blogs, online archives, other web applications. And these data can be used, for example, for forecasting of economic, political, public health trends and events. It's also used for, in order to deal with these data, you need competencies and skills from several fields. And therefore, we came up with this interdisciplinary training for data scientists, for private and public sectors, and for academia. This interdisciplinary scope consists of various fields. First one, and almost the most important one, is the field of computer science, where you get your system architectures and algorithms from. The next one is mathematics and statistics. That department is also part of the master's program. It's for formal grounds, for scripting, statistical modeling, and inference. Then, of course, you have the social science methodology. This is used when it comes to assessment and correction of data quality issues or the processing of unstructured data. And then you've got the substantive fields like, for example, economics, sociology, political science, or psychology. And there you actually get your theories and your research questions from. All in all, these different disciplines are the background for this interdisciplinary program. Now I'd like to introduce just very briefly the curriculum of the Master Set students. In the first semester, all Master Set students have a lecture together, which is called Introduction to Computational Methods for the Social Sciences. This lecture is designed for the typical Master Set student, and it gives you the first insight into the different fields that you're going to be doing. And it's now followed by different foundation of data science courses, which, depending on your background, help you to be able to continue with the more advanced methods courses in the continuous semesters. All in all, you need to collect 120 ECTS credits during the whole master, and it's usually a 4-semester master course. As I said, during the second and third semester, you start with your more advanced methods of data science courses, and you have one very applied section of your curriculum, which is either a data analysis project or an internship where you work on a project. So there we are very open to different projects that the students come up with. That's part of the ECTS credit scheme that we have. This is just a very brief summary of the curriculum. You will get all the details on our website, of course. Here are all the foundational courses. We might go back to there once we have some questions about it. These are examples of the advanced methods courses of data sciences that you do during the second and third semester. There are 4 different modules. One is in the Department of Computer Science. For example, you do big data or other courses about algorithms and data structures. Then you do advanced methods in statistics, where you do, for example, probability theory and statistical inference. You have a section about programming and scripting. There you do, for example, data analysis with R or the advanced data challenge. And then you have the social science applications that I mentioned before. In your 4th semester, you start with your master thesis. Usually it is during the 4th semester. And you also introduce your master thesis ideas during a master colloquium. All in all, the language of tuition is mostly in English. We'll talk about that later again. The duration of the course is 4 semesters, and we will talk now about the applications, and the application deadline is the 30th of April. I mean, you know that already, I guess. What is the actual target group for the course? We want students with a bachelor in social sciences or in computer science. And if you have a strong interest in quantitative methods and empirical research, it is very good. We accept 16 students per year every winter semester, so we have 16 study spots. And the requirements are an above average bachelor degree. You need to have a minimum of 3 bachelor courses that cover at least 2 focus areas. These focus areas are mathematics, statistics, computer science, or social scientific methods. Then you need to have an evidence of a sufficient command of English. You need to have a CV and a motivation letter, 2 letters of recommendation from university teachers, and it's desirable to have the results of the GRE test, but it's not a must. Then I often, from international students, get the question, are there tuition fees? There are no tuition fees for citizens from EU and EEA member states. All the other citizens have to pay a study fee of 1,500 euros per semester. So let's go further with the application process. People who are interested should mark their calendars for the 30th of April. That is the application deadline for the master's program. And you might have tried already to go online in the online application tool. It will open for the master's program in sets on March 26th, which is this coming Friday. Right now you can't apply yet, but starting on this Friday, it will be open to apply. You will find detailed information on the website. Please check the website before you go online in the online application tool, or contact us if you have any questions. I'm more than happy to answer all application questions. Right now, you can start and collect and scan all necessary documents already. There's a checklist available on the website. And I want to give you a little hint. Sometimes people send us the application documents via post. Please don't. Even though it says sometimes on the websites that you should send it, all we need are digitalized documents that you upload into the online application system. No paper documents, please. So, all in all, why should I start with the master's program in sets? Well, it's a unique interdisciplinary program bridging social sciences and computer science. That's a big bonus. There is a big variety of classes for high quality education. You study with our professors, of course, but there are also international guest researchers that you study with. Our small classes allow for close interaction with your lecturers, and you are part of an international and open environment in the heart of Europe. And now what's most important, we have graduates in all sorts of fields. They end up in academia, in polling firms, in market research institutes, online marketing, etc., etc. We have Friederike here who can give you some advice about getting into the workforce, but we also have I have a bit more information about some other alumni. We have, for example, somebody who now works for a company called Gigatronic in electronics and information technology. Then we have somebody who works in the education sector for the Hause group. He works as a customer analytics and reporting person. And then we have, which is, I think, quite interesting, somebody who works as a forensic data analyst at Deloitte. So, I mean, it's interesting where the people end up, and usually it takes no time to find a job for them. So, this is me again. As I said, in case you have got any questions, please contact me. Either ask the questions later during the question and answer session, or contact me later via email or via telephone. There's also Franziska, who is my student course guidance and a SETS student. You can reach her under the second email address at the bottom of the page. And now I think I've seen that there were many questions already. We can start with the question and answer session. I will give Angelika some time and also free to join us. So, thanks for asking all these questions. I want to quickly wait till Friederike is part of the whole team. Is she in? You just give her a few minutes. Maybe we can start with some other questions and then wait till she's there. Then she can let us know about her experiences. If you got some questions for us that we can answer together.
Yeah, one question is that they only accept BA, Bachelor of Arts, or Bachelor of Science?
No, it is actually it is a Bachelor of Science usually where people apply from, but it doesn't matter from which field. Like you can come from sociology, you can come from psychology, you can come from all the 6 participating departments. Yeah, so it doesn't matter from which department you are, but it is a Bachelor of Science. Hey, here I can see Free who's joining us. Now we just need to hear her. I think she's struggling with the
Can you hear me now?
sound. Maybe we have some more other questions.
Another question is that there is a cutoff for the GRE?
Sorry, there's
like a minimum of the GRE?
Like a cutoff note. Well, usually it's we say that it should be better than a 2.5 in the German system, but I always say that not just your final result of your bachelor degree counts. Please pay attention to all the other requirements that you have in the application checklist, because everything is valued. You get all the applications are assessed by 2 professors, and these professors give you point values for, let's say, your motivation letter, your CV, your recommendation letters. Everything gets a point value, and these point values then get added up, and the final point value then gets put into a ranking. So your final bachelor degree result is not the only thing that counts regarding the rankings. We usually say it's the cutoff is 2.5, but even if you have a 2.6 or 2.7, it's absolutely doesn't say that you won't be in the higher positions of the ranking. Yeah.
Could you repeat what is the application fee? If there is any application fee?
If you want to apply, there is no application fee. Yeah. Just when you are admitted for international students, there is the tuition fee, but for the application, that doesn't cost anything.
And the letters of recommendation must be in German or in English?
They should be in English, because our admission committee consists of German and English-speaking professors. So please send everything in English.
What kind of math skills are required?
Do you want to answer that? Angelica, please answer to you.
Well, I studied statistics, so I took some courses from linear algebra, calculus. So, but the students that don't have this background, they should start with some of math courses, and they learn some of linear algebra also, and some of the logic to make. I think you need this kind of math course, for advanced courses in computer science and also in economics. So that's the kind of I would say that basically linear algebra, also like basic of calculus, but I think it's mainly linear algebra and logic for the proofs that you have to do for some assignments during the computer science courses specifically. I would say that this are the.
Can you hear me now?
I think from the background, the feedback from the students that I get is that you shouldn't be like, you shouldn't hate maths for sure. During the first and second semester, where depending on your background, you catch up with some knowledge. People who haven't done anything in maths during their bachelor's degree, then of course they do maths courses, but there's one limitation for international students. Unfortunately, we don't offer any bachelor courses in maths. So if you are applying as an international student, you should have covered the basic maths already during your bachelor degree, because we don't offer anything in all our maths courses, bachelor maths courses here, are in German.
Like the specific questions about if you come from economics depends on the, I would say, on the university, because some economics programs are more focused on the math courses, and other are like a different emphasis. So it really depends, but you really are gonna need like this kind of basics of math for the advanced courses. Another question is they can apply to more than one master.
Yes.
Yeah. And then they have to choose one of them. Like,
no, you don't. You can apply to, if you want, to all 3 international master's programs that we offer, and 2 of them, or 2 of the application processes, are organized by me. So if you upload the recommendations letters for one master's program, we would then of course acknowledge them for the other master's program as well. And if you let us know that you are applying for all 3 master's programs, I can also let my colleague from the master's program in economics know that you have uploaded recommendation letters, for example, for all 3 different programs. So that is absolutely no problem. You can apply for them. And then, in case you should be admitted to more than one, you can choose. So, shall we quickly interrupt and include Free into our conversation here?
Can you hear me now?
Hi, Free.
No?
I can't hear
Can you hear me or not?
Right.
Yeah, okay. The people in the conversation say they can hear me. That's great. That's the most important thing, that you guys can hear me. Yeah. Regarding the math, I wanted to add, because I studied political science before, and I had some statistics, of course, during my BA. But yeah, I just took a math course in the first semester, and then, well, you have to be ready to work hard, but that's okay, I think. Okay, I got one question already via private message here, whether it's the program is suitable to have later on a career in social research, for example, like polling, public opinion in current issues, public opinion about ongoing conflict. And I think, yeah, that's one of the selling points of the program as well, right? I mean, it's called data science, but you can also go into polling later, although there are specific programs that focus more on survey methods as well. So maybe, yeah, have a look into both options. Depends on whether you want to be more on the design aspect of surveys, I guess, or more on the analysis side. Then I think the social and economic data science master is a good option. Yeah. And then someone asked about examples of master thesis topics. So my friends and I, what did we do? One person investigated Twitter data during the German election last year, and looked at well, what was happening there. I wrote my thesis on whether Twitter data can be used as a measuring tool for estimating conflict or predicting conflict in sub-Saharan Africa. Another colleague did something on internet access across countries, working with time series data. But so those were more on the politics chairs, at the politics chairs. Then we also had some people working at the computer science department doing stuff on betting, I think, like Iemand. And Fjorden did something like soccer analytics. So you also have niche options there, or working with text mining. There are several projects as well at the computer science department. You're welcome. I can also talk briefly about what me and my colleagues did now. So most of us are finished by now of my year. We started in 2015. Yeah, and most of us are finished now, and it was really easy to find jobs, fortunately. So most of us ended up in some kind of consulting, because data science, at least right now, it's more companies are still not having that internally, but they get it via consulting. So there's a lot of consulting options. But also the big companies are starting to increase their their data science stuff. So I think in the upcoming years there will be more openings at big firms as well. Oh, I don't hear you.
Yeah, I'm really glad to hear that.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Good. I'm not sure about any more questions. If we can quickly answer. Otherwise, there's always the option that me and Angelica answer some questions just via the chat function.
Maybe one question is where do they find specific courses covered during the 2 years?
We have, as you know, there are 6 different departments cooperating for that master's course, and you find your courses in a course catalog that comes out before each semester starts, and there you choose. But sometimes we also have the option that students come up with a course that they find at a different department, and they're really interested in that course. And usually, if it fits into the program, we make it possible that that student can also take one specific course that he really likes. So you have a big variation of courses that you can choose.
Another quick question is if the applicant can show a certificate of her or his knowledge of German, you can take their math course here?
Yes. Of course, if you know German, then you are not really limited, even with the math courses. And we've had some students who even then they had a very basic knowledge in German, and they picked up German so quickly during the first semester that they could then do the math courses even in German. That is definitely.
Yeah, and I think if you plan to stay in Germany for working, you should definitely pick up some good German, because, well, of course there are also international companies, but for example at my company you definitely need to speak German, especially in consulting. I think it's still required because you cannot require your clients to speak English.
Right. Our time is almost up, so I think we will continue with the answering questions if there are more via the chat function or then even via email. Sorry guys, but there are more webinars to come. Friederike, it was great having you here. That was a very special webinar. We've never had that before, so thank you so much for joining in. That was really excellent. I mean, she has stopped working and found the time to answer questions. Excellent.
Future hiring.
Good. Thanks. Thanks so much. Thanks everybody for joining in. Thank you, Angelika, for helping me again. You are a real pro in with these webinars. I hope you enjoyed this session. There's always the option to listen to us again, because the whole webinar will be online pretty soon, so you can listen to it again. And I really hope that I will get some application from you guys in April, which is pretty soon. All right. Hope to hear from you, and thanks for joining in. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Free.
Bye, Free. Thanks.